So tonight is all about acne, and it's stubborn, difficult, bothersome, and for some decreases their confidence. And we've seen that a lot at Modern Roots. We've had some people come in or bring their kids in, and that confidence is, they feel their confidence is lacking because of their skin, or they've been made fun of about it. And so our whole purpose at Modern Roots is to, one, clear up the skin because it's healthier, but also to be able to help people and boost their confidence. And it, you know, when your skin looks good and you get a great compliment because of it, it does make people smile. And I think if anything in life, making people smile is such a great positive thing to do. I'm sure you can all agree that if you've gotten a compliment about your skin, we hear it all the time that people will ask people once they've been using Modern Roots products what they're doing with their skin or what they've changed. And a lot of times they'll say they've been using Modern Roots products, so then their friends come in and they tell us, and that's really cool. And then people say it to them and their friends come in, so it's a really cool snowball effect, and it all starts with that smile and that confidence. So as we're going along, if you guys have any questions, jump in. So let's address the different types of acne, and then we'll go through some of the products at Modern Roots specifically made for these types of acne, okay? So the first is dry acne. Usually in northern climates, we end up getting dry acne. Most people don't even consider that they have dry acne or a dry skin acne. They'll end up scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing their skin or their face while their natural human sebum is trying to produce more oil as a protective barrier. So we have oil glands under the epidermis, and when we over scrub and we are telling our skin to take off that extra oil, what ends up happening is the oil glands will produce more because it says, oh gosh, I really need to have this protective layer, so I'm going to produce more. So the cool thing about a lot of the Modern Roots products is when you think about cleansing, we have stuff that has the right human sebum mimicking oils in it that produce the oil, that tells your oil glands to not produce as much necessarily. If you're dry, it's going to not affect the oil gland, and it's still going to be able to help hydrate. And we're going to talk about hydration and how that helps acne heal. So when you have dry acne and you're over scrubbing and doing all that to your skin, it's really creating a bigger mess. And then you have that dry flaky acne. And I'll tell people that when they come in, they're like, I don't feel dry. And I'm like, it's because you're used to like over scrubbing, right? So also it's really, it really wants, your natural skin layer really wants to keep itself hydrated to repair itself. In hydrated skin, I want you guys, if you take anything away, this is super important. Hydrated skin repairs and heals itself much quicker than dry skin. So a lot of people will be like, I just need to scrub, I need to not use moisturizer, I need to get this off my skin because I'm breaking out. No, that's really not the issue, is the oil production. It's the bacteria under the acid mantle. And we'll try to get on with that here in a little bit. So the second kind of acne is oily skin acne, right? It's typically not because of the production of oil that you have acne, but it's more in climates that are tropical or Mediterranean skin. So my husband and his family is Sicilian. They produce a lot more oil, and a lot of people with oily skin tend to think that that's a bad thing, especially when they're younger and if they're breaking out, oh, I just have super oily skin. But I'm here to tell you, oily skin, obviously because it's more hydrated, heals, protects, and has that barrier on the microbiome, which helps protect the skin for a longer period of time. And guess what? They wrinkle a lot slower. So they benefit. So I am actually very dry. I tend to be a more dry skin. So you should see me with my oil at night. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm putting layers on because I'm creating that protective layer that my oil production just doesn't produce as much. So those with Mediterranean skin and tropical climates typically have oily or oilier skin because of the moisture in the air. Does that make sense? You guys catching on to all this? Taking some notes? So a word of advice, of course, if you have oily skin, it's a blessing. So keep that in mind. And we'll talk about oily skin, acne, and what products will be suitable for that as well. So the next type of acne is hormonal acne. And a lot of people understand that before they have their menstrual cycle for women, or boys going in preteen will be breaking out, and that is absolutely hormonal acne. And you can tell a little bit by that because preteen and teens get a bacterial buildup under the acid mantle, which is, so you have your microbiome, then you have your acid mantle, and then underneath that you have your epidermis, and under that you'll have your dermis layer. So those are kind of the things that we're going to be talking about in general tonight. So, and where that acne buildup kind of happens. And this is going to happen, that hormonal acne typically happens where it gets caught right below the acid mantle. So the acid mantle is made up of different acids in our body, and it's mixed with our human sebum or our oil production, and that creates a layer called the acid mantle. So just a little backstory there for your acid mantle. So many times hormonal acne can be associated to, especially preteen or teenage, to associated to diet and sugar intake, because as they get older they have more freedom and they go to the gas station and get some sugary stuff or whatnot, like my daughter. And so they have a little bit more freedom, so they're going to be eating things that they're typically not going to eat at home. Not that they don't get sugary stuff at home, but the amount of sugary stuff typically goes up. Anyone relate to that? Their kid ends up going off to college or even preteen and going hanging out with friends, and they eat more sugar, candy, stuff like that. They're going to break out easier because guess what bacteria feeds off of? Sugar. And once that is in the skin, bacteria thrives. So that's a lot of where the breakouts are coming from. With hormone shifts, our desire for more sugary foods increases. So every time we have a hormone shift before a menstrual period or preteen or stuff like that, it increases. So then we end up eating more sugars. One of the things I can say about that, yes, oh gosh, they get away from us, don't they? They just get away from us and go eat all sorts of junk, and then they're grouchy and crabby or have a headache. Yes, I get that. And I can speak on behalf of myself. I am not perfect. I like a sweets every once in a while, and we definitely have some implications afterwards from that as well. So you're not alone, but some of these products can help mitigate some of that when that happens, especially menstrual or preteen. So a word of advice for once you can kind of nail down, oh, I'm feeling really super snackish, I want something sugary, drink a big cup of water, big glass of water. That usually helps to curb a sugary appetite at that moment. So if you're really, really working on your skin and struggling with the sugar aspect of it, drinking a big glass of water, even a little bit of pinch of salt in there, because it'll give you some electrolytes, that will help curb that. But also, hormonal acne with preteens is typically hairline and backs of cheeks down here. Sometimes jawline, not as often. Some a little bit on the cheeks right outside of the nose. So that's typically hormonal acne in the preteen, teen stage. The surge in hormones can also cause the breakouts by detoxing through the skin. So you get that surge of hormone, and your body's always detoxing through its skin. And because it's not used to that surge of hormones, ends up breaking out. So it can also be because of that hormone shift, and it's coming out of the skin. And that epidermis layer is not used to the amount of hormones that's coming out. So I have lots of, I have two teens and one preteen, and man, this speaks volumes right now. So if you guys are there too, this content is going to be very helpful. So the next type of acne we're going to talk about is hormonal acne with perimenopausal and menopausal. And you know, I hear this all the time. People come in and they say, you know, I really thought I was over acne. This is really disheartening. that I'm in my 40s or late 30s and I'm having acne. You also get an early shift of hormones, and it's that baby making shift in the early 20s where your hormones are high and your body is ready to have children, and you get that hormone shift then as well, so you sometimes break out. But a big amount of people that come into the stores are menopausal or perimenopausal, and they're disheartened that they're starting to break out again. But again, it's the same concept as that. You're probably craving more sugar, and also that hormone shift that gets pushed out of the dermis into the epidermis and trapped under the acid mantle, which creates a bacterial buildup. And now we feed ourselves sugar or something like that. And some people, it happens with gluten too. It's also, that carbohydrate sugar that gets trapped in and then causes that breakout. So that's what I have found because of the products that we use and how it helps people. Definitely can see that difference once using the product, and then we know what it's actually from. So again, perimenopausal and menopausal hormone shifts are usually the jawline and chin. So people come in and they say, I don't know why I'm breaking out. And I'm like, oh, it's hormonal. And they're like, yeah, I think that's what it is. And you can definitely tell with that jawline breakout, sometimes into the neck. It's usually stronger before their menstrual cycle. And it's highly annoying. I can totally tell when they come in because it's frustrating, So, of course, again, to the surge in different hormones or around the menstrual cycle causes to detox through the skin of these hormones and can cause unwanted breakouts. Someone just had, Skylar had commented, I signed on at the right time. Girl, don't you know it? We all have suffered. I would say 95% of people in general have suffered from acne in one shape or way or form throughout their life. And so these are going to be some really awesome products for us to go through. And then we have environmental acne. Things in the air, pollen, something like that that's causing us to break out. So what we're going to do with product is create a more great barrier on the skin to help deflect a lot of that environmental atmosphere or whatever that's going on that's making you break out. Especially people that work in fast food or places that use excessive amounts of grease. That causes its own layer on the skin, and not all oils are treated the same. That will ultimately cause breakouts because that barrier is sitting on top of your skin, and if you're working in that or around that throughout the day, you're trapping the bacteria on your skin. There's bacteria all over our skin all the time, and most of the time, if you have a healthy microbiome, it's very helpful to have healthy bacteria. But what happens is it harbors the bad bacteria on our skin and creates more of a buildup. Hard water, worst enemy. Hard water is an enemy because what happens with hard water is you can't effectively use some of your products the way that they're supposed to be used because the water hasn't been softened, so you don't suds as much, or you don't cleanse as well, or the makeup doesn't come off very well. So we're gonna talk about a product that helps with that, which is really great. So true. Yes, girl, it is so true. But environmental acne is while it's frustrating because you don't know where it's coming from. You're like, I have a clean diet, I drink water, I exercise, I'm so perfect at everything, and I'm so frustrated. I'm gluten-free, I'm dairy-free, I'm sugar-free. I basically eat ice cubes. Yeah, I've been there. It's super frustrating. So being able to step back and say, you know what? I'm going to talk to Meg at ModernRoots, or I'm going to talk to the girls at ModernRoots and see what's going on. And a lot of it's environmental acne. So some of it's not your fault. Some of it is just the stuff that's in our environment that's causing us to break out. So just take a deep breath, and we're going to get there about those products that help with that. So yes, absolutely, well water that hasn't been softened or just hard water in general can cause that as well. So again, if you're working in that fast food restaurant or around a lot of grease, the important thing is to get it off your skin immediately without touching your skin a lot, because our hands are just like ultra bacterial magnets. And if you're putting your hands on your face all the time, you're going to trap it, and then the grease sits on top, causing that barrier, causing it to disrupt your acid mantle. Bacteria gets in and it sits there, and now it's yuck, right? Yes, definitely. Okay, and then the last acne we're going to talk about is cystic acne. And cystic acne is deep-rooted, painful acne. It actually hurts when you touch it, and typically it's jawline. Sometimes along the eyebrows, where it's actually painful acne. Like, you can feel it coming on, and sometimes they don't even surface. So those ones typically are rooted in the epidermis, which is, in the dermis, which is right below the epidermis. And sometimes it's hair follicles. Sometimes it gets into the hair follicle and causes a bacterial buildup in there, and then it's just super sore. And a lot of those are hair follicles that are being disrupted, which causes the cystic acne, which causes the pain. So a lot of times with cystic acne, it partners a lot of times with hormonal or hormonal acne on both sides, like the teen side and the more mature side, perimenopausal or menopausal as well. So my daughter has texture bumps, acne on her forehead. What products would you recommend for that? Awesome. We are going to go through the products next, and stay tuned for listening for the hormonal teen stuff. Repairing face oil, propolis, stuff like that's going to be really helpful for her. So perfecting the formulations for these products, I'm going to talk about next, has taken years to perfect, and time to biologically watch how they affect the skin and work efficiently. So it's taken years to develop these and then test them and then watch as people use them and why they're working for the different layers and different types of acne. So, all right, so let's get started on what may be best for your skin or somebody that you know as well. Something really cool about this too is that the lives are live, but they are saved. You can go back to them and listen to what I said about a certain section. You're like, oh, what did she say about that product? You can go back and listen to it. You can tag a friend that you might have heard that was really bothering them at some point, and we can absolutely have that on our feed where it doesn't go away. So really cool aspect of our lives. They're not just live afterwards. You can go back and look. So let's get started on some of the products that we use. So first I want to say when we get started, if you're a makeup wearing person, it's important that this is the routine that I prefer if you're wearing makeup, okay? If you don't wear makeup, you can skip to the mud fights first, so use a mask first instead of washing. But I really love washing first when you wear makeup, because it's very important to get that makeup off before you're putting a mask on and letting it sink in, right? We want the mask to get into the pores and to be able to clean that out really well. And your pore is shaped kind of like a crater. Like, it looks like a little crater in a microscope. And if that crater is already filled with makeup, how are we cleaning it out effectively, right? So if you are a makeup wearer, this is going to be your routine. Otherwise, you can do your mask first. Okay, any questions on that so far? Hey Meg, finally able to catch you live. I've been loving watching the replays of the informative videos. So cool, Jocelyn. I'm so glad that you're here. Again, you can watch the lives if you're not available at 7 p.m. or you can tag people as well. So Salty Cinders is what we're going to talk about first. Salty Cinders came about because it's named for the antimicrobial, antifungal, activated charcoal from coconut carbon. Now, if you have a sensitivity to coconut, the coconut carbon doesn't bother you because it's the ash from the coconut carbon. And the coconut carbon is actually the most magnetic activated charcoal that there is. So that helps pull out the dirt from the pore better. When you pull the dirt out of the pore better, you get a diminished appearance in your pore size. It also doesn't increase your pore size because you're cleaning out your pore really well. Does that make sense? My fave. Yay! Salty cinders. So salty cinders also gets its name from the sea salt, which turns the bar into a miniature water softener. Yeah, know what I'm talking about? Okay, so you rub it on your hands and it's got salt in it. So instead of having if you don't have a water softener system, this works really great because you're turning it into a miniature water softener. So it has different types of sea salt in it, and it's pure salt, where a lot of salts that you get now have a dehydrated anti-caking agent in it, which actually causes some people to break out. So make sure that if you are drinking salt, like Soleil water, adding salt to your water or anything like that, make sure that you are, make sure that that salt doesn't have any additives. Ingredients, Himalayan sea salt. Ingredients, Celtic sea salt. That's it. We don't want anything else in our salt, right? So make a stance, make sure that you're buying only that. So my favorite face wash, I've had this about 3 years, stopped my cystic acne. Yes. So what's happening a lot of times for people is that the salty cinders, because of the salt combination with ylang ylang essential oil and some other essential oils in it, it helps stop cystic acne because you're getting a better, deeper, more moisturizing cleanse. Yes, I said moisturizing with cystic acne. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm just gonna try myself out and I'm gonna be like super, super tight and never moisturize, and now your skin freaks out. So this is a great way to give your face more moisture while cleansing. So this allows the oils to penetrate the skin and for a longer hydration. And that's how a water softener works. It allows your product to get in deeper, it allows it to suds better, and it allows your skin to become softer, which is why it's a water softener. What I love about this bar is we have something called the Turkish exfoliator. So this is a medium to mild sudsing bar. If you want it to suds more, the Turkish exfoliator is a natural bamboo fiber glove that I love to use because I can get in there and like scrub my nose and around my nose. And so I stick my hand in here. Okay. So we're gonna do this now. Sorry if it's like super loud. So I get this really wet, the Turkish exfoliator. And I'm gonna scrub my bar on it. Okay. When I first start using salty cinders, a new bar, it isn't as sudsy because there's a salt crystal top on it that we put on it, and it helps preserve the top from changing color, which is great. So I'm just gonna get my scrub on. I love the Turkish exfoliator because it's gentle and you can use it almost daily, but you don't have to get too like nutty with it. Like our exfoliating scrub has dermabrasion crystals in it, and that's definitely a little bit more abrasive. So I'm gonna try to get close here, but see how it's not like super sudsing? In the shower, it definitely suds more, but I like to get my scrub on. So I'm switching between two cameras for Facebook and Instagram. Apparently, if you use the app for both of them, it's illegal. So I just thought, you know, I wouldn't opt for that choice, although I do feel like I'm a little bit of a rebel sometimes. Okay, so I got my scrub on, right? If you use just your hands with this, it's totally fine. I just feel like I can get a little bit deeper with the Turkish exfoliator. I think this puppy's like $7 and you can use it on your legs. Oh my gosh, so great on your legs, you guys. You know how you get super ashy on your legs? You can literally take off the layer on your skin, which is great. So then I'm just gonna wash this off of my face. Again, that's salty cinders. And then I'm gonna go over a soap also that you can use that's more preteen, but salty cinders, it's medium sudsing, more suds with agitation with the Turkish exfoliator, but it's best for people with quite sensitive skin, right? Wouldn't you guys say if you've been using it, like you have pretty sensitive skin and it cooperates with you? And it's a little bit more appropriate for mature skin, I found. Not that somebody young can't use it, but mature skin that is having some acne issues. Yes, Peg, you must be sensitive, which most of our customers at ModernRoots are. So great sensitive skincare product with that Salty Cinders. So the next one I'm going to go over, and I'm not going to wash my face with it since I just washed my face with Salty Cinders, but I've talked about this one a few times, is grapefruit and lime face wash. It's a little bit more intense than the other ones. Salty Cinders is great for my mature skin, leaves my face so soft and clean. Turkish exfoliant is magic. Yes, I love that. Yes, it totally is. Let's see, my favorite face wash with the Salty Cinders, I have this about 3 years, stopped my cystic acne. Awesome. Okay, so the grapefruit and lime face wash bar has incredible amounts of grapefruit and lime peels, not the juice. The magic is in the peels because it has the oil. And we want the fresh oil, while we can use essential oils, and we do at the end to bring this together when we're soaping this. But being able to use the peels and the bitter part of the peel is extremely beneficial for acne prone skin. I love this bar, and you can actually see chunks of the grapefruit and the lime in it. It has a lot of that in it, so it helps. Those are incredibly antimicrobial, and it helps keep bacterial buildup under the acid mantle diminished. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear bacterial buildup diminished, because then you're not going to have these big cystic breakouts or a harsher breakout coming on. So let's keep the bacteria diminished, right? So this does that really well. So does Salty Cinders in a different way, just more for gentle, more mature skin. So I think I'm more in the mature skin stage at this point, which is weird. It's kind of a weird crossover, but if you guys have questions, just keep popping them on. So grapefruit and lime face bar, it's a very gentle bar, yet highly effective. It's pH supporting from the additional probiotic in it. So it also has a probiotic in it that a lot of preteen or people that break out really easily can benefit from. Okay, so when I say it's pH balancing, the top layer of the skin is the microbiome, and the microbiome, if your pH gets off, then bacteria can get in, or you can get an infection in your skin. So having healthy bacteria on the skin with a probiotic versus bad bacteria overgrowth is much better. So we're telling the skin, we're basically inoculating the top layer of your skin, saying, hey, I'm gonna put some healthy bacteria on there. You're gonna go to work, and you're gonna keep my barrier nice and free of bacterial buildup. Okay, does that make sense? So grapefruit and lime is really great for that. It's best for the youth or teens that need a little bit more aggression with that grapefruit peel and that lime peel. I have a lot of people that use it head to toe because they have back acne or chest acne. Works super good for that. It's super easy for like teens. I'm like, here you go, head to toe. You're welcome. It's super slick. They don't have to think about anything else. But if they're doing that and they're doing it on the body, I'm going to show you something. It's called the Scrubby Doo. We have biodegradable ones as well if you want. I prefer these ones that we hand make because they are awesome. They make it super sudsy. You can just grab that sucker and scrub like boys, preteen boys or teen boys. Listen, getting them to do more than a couple steps can be a struggle at times, especially ones in sports that are really, really busy, or if you have a grandkid in sports and they're breaking out. What a great gift. Super good. Here you go. Inexpensive, great gift. They can go head to toe with it. So I love using this with the Scrubby Doo, especially if you're using it on body. Great choice. So although I use the grapefruit and lime often, I will use that a lot of time while I'm testing other products or testing ingredients, and if I break out from those ingredients because I'm quite sensitive, I use the grapefruit and lime face wash bar, and bam, puts it in check. I don't have a breakout the next day, and it's like cleared up, which is obviously important for my job, because if people come in and I'm like breaking out all the time or something, then it's difficult to say, oh, you should use this, this is what I use. But so that bar definitely puts it in check. So really great. Grapefruit and lime face bar also helps clear up milia too. It does. Yes, you are absolutely right. So we are going to move on to our next step, and I'm going to get my face wet a little bit since I talked so much. I love getting my face a little bit damp before I put on a mask because the mask adheres to your skin a little bit better. So what we're going to be using tonight is Mud Fight, and it's called Mud Fight because it looks like mud all over your face. I'm gonna pull my hair back a little bit so I don't. This is why I've got my apron on, my ModernRoots apron, so that I'm gonna make a mess. All right, let's do this. Okay, so Mud Fight looks like this. I'm gonna tell you guys something. Our masks, you get probably 15 to 20, depending on how much you're using, masks per jar. Okay, for the price of our masks, you're getting that at a great price, because if you went to Target and bought their single masks for $5, you could get, and it's a single use, you can get so much more out of this and way superior ingredients. Okay, so this has mango butter, it has something called tepa cahuti bark in it, and the way I use this is like, seriously, look how much is in here, and this is all I'm going to use. Maybe I'll use a tiny bit more, maybe about quarter size. But what I do with this mask is I get one hand wet like this, and once you have a little bit of moisture on your hand, okay, see how it turns into this nice messy mask on your hand? See that? You just need a couple droplets of water, because I'm not putting water in this formula, because for people that are sensitive to preservatives, okay? So there's no preservative in this. This is pH balancing. It has something called tepa cahuti bark. It's a Mexican bark that's naturally high in one of my favorite ingredients, hyaluronic acid. I mean, who doesn't? That's like the best natural anti-wrinkle there is. Pulls up to 400% moisture to the skin cell. That's like bonkers amazing, okay? Making your skin cell 400% bigger, so what it does is it plumps out that fine line or wrinkle. That's how hyaluronic acid works. So this is predominantly, tepa cahuti bark is predominantly found in Mexico. It is intensely antibacterial, so really good for breakouts. And now, I'm not breaking out along my hairline, but if you are breaking out along your hairline, get it in your hair. Put it up into your hair wherever you're breaking out. You're gonna wash it off anyway. So we're gonna go as close to the hairline as we can. A lot of people break out throughout their eyebrows. Don't be afraid to get your eyebrows all messy. Wish I had a little bit bigger eyebrows, you know, like big eyebrows are kind of in. And as you age, don't you start to lose some of your eyebrows, especially on the ends? That's okay, we got makeup for that, girls, boys, whatever. Okay, this is, so the tepa cahuti bark is also used as part of the scrub in it, so it's a little bit scrubby, you know what I mean? So I like to get a little bit of scrub on. I already use the Turkish exfoliator, and I'm pretty sensitive, so I don't need to scrub too much, but I'm just gonna on the nose. And don't forget this section of your nose. Lots of times people break out on these little spots on their nose on the end, or their tip of their nose, or underneath. Don't forget that. And that's all I use, like less than a quarter size amount, so you guys get a lot of bang for your buck with the masks here, which is great. Love it. I'm all about multifunction, multi-purpose. Is there a benefit to using hands with the max over a brush? So I use my hands because I want to get a scrub on. I typically don't use a brush. We're going to talk about brushes at the end and cleaning them, and they harbor a lot of bacteria. So as long as you are using a really clean brush, absolutely go ahead. But I feel like I can get a little bit better scrub on with my fingers and feel where the product is and feel where I'm a little bit more sensitive. Like I feel really sensitive right here right now, so that's why I'm not kind of scrubbing there. But I scrub there because I don't want no blackheads, you know what I'm saying? So I like to leave this on at least 5 minutes. You can leave it on up to 15, 20 minutes. We have lots of people that leave it on longer. But if you feel sensitive to it, it's time to take it off. And that's the pH balancing happening with the ingredients. But tepa cahuti powder, it helps with that epidermis and dermis layer and clean that layer, and it promotes healthy aging, which is obviously from that natural hyaluronic acid. It also is the balance between, there's something called vanilla pods in it, which is vanilla bean pods. We scrape them. The balance between vanilla pods, lavender, and aloe butter and it helps to balance the pH on the top layer of the skin, also known as that microbiome. And it helps with all, this one helps with all acne types. If you are ultra sensitive, opt for this next product we're going to talk about, which is a vapor steam tab instead, because you're going to use steam for your face instead, and essential oils that will steam with it, instead of the tepa cahuti bark and the natural hyaluronic acid, mango butter, all that good stuff in this one that balances your pH if you're a little bit too sensitive. So, but anyway, this one's a great one to use. A tiny bit of mud fight also makes a good little exfoliator in a pinch. Yeah, it does. Like right now, it's definitely exfoliating. How often should you mask? This particular one, I say 2 to 3 times a week. Now I have customers that have much tougher skin than me, and they will use it. They will use it every day of the week. Now, I don't, because I'm more sensitive. So if you're more sensitive, or if you're ultra sensitive, 1 to 2 times. If you can handle a little bit more, 2 to 3 times is plenty, especially if you're breaking out a lot. Can I use the lime grapefruit bar on mature skin without acne? Yes, you can. It might be a tiny bit drying, but if you're using one of the really good moisturizers that we have here, you're totally fine to use it. Are you able to make a post with all the products used tonight? Yes, we will. Absolutely. Okay, so I have had this on probably 4 to 5 minutes already, so we are going to take it off. So usually I use black ones, black towels when I take mud fight off. It won't stain, but it's just something that I've always done. But this one's a white one so you guys can see it. Ooh, I'm getting it all over the mirror. And it wipes off really nice and easy. It smells really good. It smells like lavender and vanilla with a splash of cocoa. Ooh, I look like angry. I look like an angry bird. My 2 youngest ones have watched that. Don't recommend it. And then I'm going to get a little bit out of my hairline and my eyebrows. Alright. Get it all? Almost. Okay, so for this next one I'm going to talk about is called a vapor steam tab. Vapor steam tabs are a natural tab that you put in boiling water or really hot water in a basin. You put the steam tab in, you put a towel behind your head, and you steam your face. If you haven't seen the video of my daughter and I doing this, my kids love to do it. I mean, it's fun. Like, make an event out of it, you know? I'm just taking care of my skin, and my kids love it too. So they love it. They love it if they're sick. They're using the congestion one, which is blue. This one is pink, and it's called pore cleansing. We also have one called Awaken, which is really good for an antifungal or antibacterial. You can use that one as well, but I'm going to use pore cleansing tonight. Pore cleansing, or I'm going to show you, I'm not going to use it since I did the mud fight, but you can use this instead of mud fight if you're ultra sensitive. You can also use this if you're not sensitive. And mud fight helps with anger acne. Yeah, that cystic, like, I'm so red and irritated. Yeah, absolutely. But the vapor steam tab, this one is called pore cleansing. It's got neroli and frankincense. Steal the show in this one with this vapor steam tab. Use with hot water in a basin. You can scroll down on some of the videos and watch how to use it in one of my posts and why these are beneficial. But toss in the steam tab, toss the steam tab in the bowl. Use a towel behind your head. It's an old-fashioned facial. We're not using herbs in it. We're actually using the essential oil, so it's much stronger, more effective, and quicker to use. So neroli is a great antibacterial that's in this, which decreases bacteria under the dermis, so we're getting pretty deep with the steam. Steam is very effective at getting deep into the layers. And then frankincense, a natural astringent, is used in this frankincense, and we use the highest level of frankincense. There's 4 different types of frankincense across the world, and we use the highest level, the best. It's more of like kind of resiny almost. And frankincense is also an anti-inflammatory. So what happens when we have acne? Our skin is really pissed off, right? So it's inflammatory. It's red, it's inflamed. So dealing with that with frankincense is a great choice. We use frankincense throughout some of these other products as well for the anti-inflammatory response. It's perfect for calming red or easily agitated skin, and great for those with ultra-sensitive skin that find masks can be too abrasive. If you tried masks and your face gets super red or it's too abrasive, usually ours are pretty chill because of the beneficial ingredients in them, but if you find that they are and you're a little bit apprehensive, this is a great way to go. Although this guy is great for anyone that wants to have the appearance of the pores decrease, because when you're steaming, you're opening up that pore and then being able to clean it out really well. So when you're done steaming, take a warm, wet rag and wipe your face down and look at it, and you'll be like, dang, I just washed my face and all of that came out, right? But that's really beneficial and really good for people that don't want their pores, obviously, to get bigger. And you should try to do one of these once a week instead of the mask. Or you can do this in addition to the mask if you so choose to. Get your kids involved. These are really fun. Just make sure you don't spill the pot on them, right? So again, this is the Vapor Steam Tab, and it is the pore cleansing. Okay, next on our list to talk about is something called the Clear Skin Toner, and so many people have used this and had great results, and then they just can't go without it, or they go without it for a week and they have it right back in. I ran out. I was on vacation. My skin's breaking out. And they really attribute that to this right here. It's an extract that sits for a while with frankincense resin and lavender, and pumped up then also with the essential oils of essential lavender and frankincense. And so this toner we're going to use with our these are biodegradable since they're 100% cotton, but these are reusable, so you can wash these little pads, and instead of getting the cotton ones, and you wash them, you reuse them. So there's 7 in a pack that we sell here. The blue and pink tabs are incredible. The blue one is so incredible because it's called Congestion for feeling sick or really stuffed up. So I'm just going to use a little bit on my natural cotton guy, probably about a quarter size amount I'm using. Okay, it feels so good. This feels very cooling, yummy. I smell that frankincense, which is great. Do you want to use this with a cotton ball? Otherwise, if you don't want to use one of these reusable ones, I love the reusable ones. If I can reuse anything, I typically do. We reuse a lot here at work, like our boxes, or we shred our boxes so that we can use them for shipping, packing stuff. And if you can reuse stuff, I just think it's just better for the planet, right? It's better for our surroundings. So this is frankincense again. It's an antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, and lavender for extra calming benefits for people that are really red from breaking out. Super beneficial. And I kind of rub it for a while, where a lot of people will just one time, and then be done. Look at this. So I washed, then I did mud fight and washed the mud fight off. So a little bit of this is mud fight, but that's also extra gunk coming out of the pores that from just daily life, from environmental acne, from environmental effects on the skin, right? So if you feel too dry, this Clear Skin Toner is effective for all types of acne, okay? Develop this to be anti-inflammatory for everybody, because if you're having acne, you're inflammatory, but really good for anybody with acne. And it's safe to use every day, twice a day. If you feel a little dry from this, skip to once a day, and if you still feel dry, you can skip to every other day. But this is a really important part of the routine that people really end up loving. Okay, so that's the Clear Skin Toner. Next up, if you're going to use, or you have more mature skin and you have acne, but then you have age spots or those with sun damage, this is the time to use the tripeptide face mist, okay? This doesn't bother acne. This doesn't affect acne in any way, which is really beneficial. Those with sun damage, peptides help to repair the UV radiation damage. And I use like 4 or 5 squirts. Okay, that's like 8. And I just kind of tap it in. You don't have to use your hand. You can just leave it on top of your skin. So it helps to fade age spots plus frankincense. Of course, we're going to hit it with frankincense to help with cell damage and healing, essential for regenerative properties for the cells. So cell damage, and also it's highly effective for those with acne. And there is much damage to the epidermis if picking the skin. So if you're picking your skin and you've got a lot of damage, this is going to help repair that skin quicker. Anyone with acne that feels they also need the safe ingredients for acne, but also need to decrease pigmentations and age spots. Ooh, I must have inhaled a little bit of that. Woo! So, next up, we are going to talk about the acne spot stick, and that's this guy. This is really more for people with cystic acne or deep-rooted acne. If you feel you have deep-rooted acne or like painful acne, this is really great. You roll this directly on the sore spot. Best for cystic acne or that deep-rooted acne. It's got a metal roller ball, stainless roller ball, so it doesn't collect bacteria like plastic does. And you roll it right on that spot. This is not meant to go all over face. This is meant to go right on the cystic acne spot. And then you can take your finger and rub it in a little bit. Otherwise, just leave it on top of your skin and let it absorb. That one's really good for that deep-rooted cystic acne. So next up, and I'm going to be using these, are the acne oils. And they kind of sit on the shelf, and they're $28 each. And I think people get scared of them because they think of them like, oh, that's not going to last me long. But there's a night blend and a day blend. And you only use 5 to 7 drops, okay, of each. And we're going to go through the differences of them. So hormonal acne, perimenopausal or menopausal acne, the acne oils are a great combination. For anybody that has that and have used these, they come in for them. They're almost monthly, like every other month. They come get them. They love these. So yes, I need that. Yes, tell me about it. I love this stuff. They last forever. They're my favorite. Yes, they really do last a long time, and they look like they don't because they're in a little bottle, but you use 5 to 7 drops. So first up, we're going to use the day one, okay? So here's the day one, and it comes with a little guy like this. I have mud fighting my fingernails. So I put it on the tips of my fingers. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? I don't put it in the middle of my palm because the middle of your palm actually absorbs a lot of oil. I put it on my fingertips and I'm gonna rub it in, okay? Oh, I love the way this one smells. Anybody have the day oil? So these are this is a moisturizer. The acne oils are moisturizer and treatment in one, okay? The day is hormonal focused, so that's really good for hormonal acne, especially people in their late 30s, early 40s, cystic acne or acne along the jawbone. Now, if you have it is only breaking out right here, just put it right there. That's fine. We have other stuff that you can use on top if you're feeling dry. But if it's all over, go ahead and give it your whole face a good once over with, here's the deal too. When you're working on your face, you're working on your face with clean hands, okay? Clean hands, so that you don't have that bacteria that you're spreading, okay? So clean hands. Once you're done messing with your face for the day, like I'm rubbing this in really good because I'm trying to get it deeper to under the acid mantle. So I kind of spend some time rubbing it in. If you just kind of slap it on, you're not really getting a really good push into the skin, which it'll still work pretty effectively, but I want to give it its best because, you know, you're paying for it. Let's give you a good treatment. But anyway, if you are rubbing stuff on your face, make sure that you're using clean hands. Second of all, don't touch your face during the day. It's one of the best things I ever learned was that throughout the day you're touching stuff and you have bacteria build up on your hands and you're always touching your face. Don't touch your face. Like, stop touching your face. Of course, got an itch on your nose, got an itch up here. That's fine. But stop putting your hands on your face all the time, you know, because you're putting bacteria on your face. And for those with acne, that's a big problem, okay? Let me know if you guys have any questions along the way. So we are working with the acne oil day blend right now. It's nighttime, but I really love the day blend. It doesn't matter if the day blend or night blend, if you have hormonal acne and you want to use the day blend at night, it's fine, and you can use it twice a day. I put these together as a day and night to be used together. They're more efficient at night, but if you only have hormonal acne, just use the day one. That's totally fine. You can use something else at night or over the top of this, which we'll go over next. So then the night oil is, day oil is obviously focused on more of the hormonal side, so that's neroli in there, and it has grapefruit, and you can really smell that come through, which is fantastic smelling. Then we have the night one, and this is the Acne Oil Night, and the night blend is more focused on frankincense again, a really high level of frankincense and lavender to help calm. So it kind of emulates our awesome clear skin toner, but this is going to be much stronger as a treatment and moisturizer in one. So again, you're going to just use 5 to 7 drops on the tips of your fingers and rub it in. So if you want really great results, you'll use them together, because one focuses on that hormonal acne, where the night blend focuses on cystic and deep-rooted acne and a bacteria that's below the acid mantle, okay? So frankincense has a unique ability to get below the acid mantle. So this is really that nighttime one. Now, again, you can, if you prefer one or the other, one works better for you than the other, you can use them twice a day. That's totally fine after washing and toning, okay? So we will set him aside. So again, that was the day oil I put on my face. Okay, so the next step is our repairing face oil. That's this guy right here, repairing face oil. I sing this guy's praise all the time. For those of you that know me, it's wonderful, it's amazing. It helps with perioral dermatitis, which is often mistaken as breakouts. It'll be dry patches around the nose, around the mouth, under the chin right here, eyelids or under eyes, and it's known as perioral dermatitis. And I developed this based on that, on my skin cells that I scraped of myself, because I couldn't find anything that worked or any oils, and it has some incredible ingredients in this. And it's amazing results with so many people from all different ages, okay? Across the US and into Canada. So we've had so many people send in pictures, which is really great. So it's amazing results with this, even for eczema or that perioral dermatitis. It's also great for acne because it doesn't disrupt the acid mantle, and it really helps focus on bacterial buildup, and that's because it has white willow bark in it. White willow bark is where most companies get the salicylic acid that helps to regenerate the top level quicker, to get deeper under to the acid mantle, to get rid of the bacteria in there. Okay, that's really how salicylic acid works. Salicylic acid is just a major exfoliant that takes off the top layer and says goodbye dead cells that are trapping all the bacteria. Let's get the other ingredients, and they're like the antibacterials and the anti-inflammatories, to kill the bacteria, and that's how that works. Does that make sense? Any questions on that? You guys just chime in if you do. So this mimics our natural human sebum on the face, the natural oil we produce. So our human sebum in our face is those natural oil ducts there that are producing the natural oil in our skin to help mix with the acid in our skin to create the acid mantle, then the lipid layer, and also to help protect and have a barrier on our skin, okay? We are so wonderfully made. I'm always in awe of how our bodies know so much, right? That's so cool. But how do we help it do what it needs to do and help it to do what it needs to do quicker, right? Especially with breakouts like acne. So this also has CoQ10, which acts similar to vitamin C, and it helps to tell the areas of the collagen production in the dermis to produce more. So let me tell you, more collagen equals tighter, younger looking skin, okay? So more collagen, good, okay? So that's CoQ10, of course, that acts like a vitamin C. And then it tightens and smooths lines and wrinkles as it produces more collagen. It has reparative arnica for scarring. A lot of people with acne have scarring from picking, or because it it looks like a crater in your skin, like similar to a pore, but bigger. And what happens is in acne, you have a crater microscopically, but what you see for scarring is that outside edge of the crater. So when you exfoliate and do that stuff with the mud fight and whatnot, it takes off that top layer. And now we can actually get in and smooth out that top layer, which decreases the appearance of scarring. That's what they do with laser as well. What they do is they go in, they look under real tight microscopically and take off those top edges of the scar, which decreases the appearance of that scar. I was going to ask what you suggest to help heal scarring from acne. Just joined, so sorry if you talked about it. No, girl, you are, or boy, you are totally within line. The repairing face oil is really good for that scarring. I would also suggest exfoliating with the Turkish exfoliator, salty cinders soap, and then also using this or mud fight first as a exfoliator, but the repairing face afterwards. That really helps to decrease the appearance of scarring. So of course it has that reparative arnica for scarring, and then it has sea buckthorn oil to repair damage, and it's great for all with some sort of acne. So this covers all the acne categories, especially dry acne. Stop thinking that you have oily skin or over scrubbing. This one's also good for oily because oil dissolves oil. Water definitely doesn't dissolve oil, but this helps to dissolve that oil. And if you're not producing enough, it helps to produce and protect your skin better. And hydrated skin heals much quicker, okay? Will these products reduce blackheads on your nose? This one absolutely. Mud fight, Turkish exfoliator with the salty cinders of grapefruit and lime face wash, phenomenal. Clear skin toner, yes. So all of these help with blackheads because we are decreasing and cleaning out the pores super good, right? We're gonna clean out that pore really good, but we're also going to go in and place antibacterials on the face with natural additives, okay? So that's gonna really help with that. So if you're, I'm gonna actually use this. So if you're using the acne oils and you still feel a little dry, and the 5 to 7 drops doesn't do it for you, don't waste your acne oils by using more, okay? More doesn't mean more effective or quicker healing, okay? Do you know what I mean? Go ahead and use the repairing face oil. This is what it looks like, and it's kind of darker because it's not gritty, but you can feel the white willow bark in there. And I've taken it out before and strained it completely, and it's not as effective. So we like to keep that in there. We really love to have raw oils and raw ingredients. So this is about how much I'm gonna use. Not very much, okay? And I just rub it on. It smells super good. I like the way it smells because there's German chamomile in it too. All sorts of awesome stuff in this one. This is where I'm like at nighttime, I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, I'm gonna give myself some oil. Yeah, I'm turning Mediterranean overnight. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey honey, I'm Sicilian too. Okay, so you want to give yourself a lot of this if you're feeling dry, especially if you have eczema on the face or really dry acne, okay? All right, here we go. The best thing ever. I have gotten everyone I know using this. Yay. Makes washing your face fun again. Oh, gosh, it is fun. Like when you take care of your skin and then the next morning you actually look a little younger or you look a little clearer, it's a huge confidence booster. Like when people compliment me on my skin, and I'm not like fishing for compliments by any means, but you know when somebody's like, I love your skin, what are you using? And you know that happens to you when your skin looks great. And it is a confidence booster, and it is fun to take care of your skin and make it look great, you know? Make it look great for you, right? So, okay, so that's the repairing face oil. I always sing their praises because I love that one. And then now, if you are going to use an eye cream and you have acne, I really suggest our Luminescent. It's got Luminescent Eye Serum. It's a preventative and a repair. It's got hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, liquid crystals, orchid stem cells for regenerative repair for cells. That just means that they turn over quicker so that you can get deeper into the dermis, and also so that the product works more effectively. Luminescent is where it's at. I love this. One thing about luminescent is also, this is good to note, when you guys first get our products, some of our bottles are airless, meaning they don't have a tube that goes down. Some people will open them and be like, the tube is gone. Well, no, it's airless. So it does take like 30 to 40 pumps sometimes to create a vacuum to push the product out. So a little thing comes up and pushes the product out. So that's kind of how some of these work. So it's now coming out. And literally, this is actually probably too much for under my eyes, but the camphor in it helps to cool your eyes underneath and helps with dark circles, helps with regenerative cell repair, but also helps with bags under the eyes because it is very, very cooling, okay? Wonderful to use in the morning because sometimes we wake up just puffy. A lot of times that's because you drank too much caffeine the day before, or because you didn't have enough water, or a combination of both. So I bought this, love it. Yeah, and it feels good, smells just really clean and fresh, and it's really good for sensitive people or people with acne. So the Chaga Eye is also really good. Not as, it's good for sensitive eye area, but for people that break out, this one's a little bit better, I feel. And if the Chaga Eye works for you, perfect, great, awesome, okay? So that's the luminescent eye. Again, repair and prevent with that hyaluronic acid and orchid stem cells and chaga extract. A lot of chaga extract in this for the antioxidants. So if you're going to use when you have acne, I really love the luminescent. So next we're going to talk about the propolis face lotion, which so many customers love. That's this one. It's a natural anti-inflammatory. I came out with this because I was working with my bees. So we produce and we hand make all the product here, and we grow a lot of the ingredients, and we forage for a lot of ingredients, and our bees produce something called propolis. Okay, that's the whole name. And there's something out there called Proactive from Rodan and Fields. And I was like, propolis, we're gonna do the natural thing. And so this works so good because the propolis that we're using, and the way that I collect propolis is I put a screen on top of the beehive, and what it tells the bees is, oh my gosh, there's holes in my hive. And if there's any holes in their hive, they go out, and nature's so mind-blowing and so cool. They go out and collect the sap from very specific trees. Then they blend it, and they mix it with their honey, and they mix it with royal jelly, okay? And they shove it into the creases and cracks of that screen, okay? And they fill it up. And then what I do is I take that screen out, and it's filled with a perfect combination of bee juice and, well, bee vomit, basically, from honey. And it's antimicrobial, antibacterial, antifungal, so cool, and it hardens. So then I put it in the freezer, and then I take it out and put it in a plastic bag, and I twist it, and it all falls off, okay? So now I have this perfect antifungal, antibacterial that goes into this product. And so the whole name of the game with a lot of ModernRoots products is how are we taking nature and how smart nature is and putting it in the bottle biologically for the right conditions, right? In a sensitive skin manner, okay? So the propolis starts like that with that propolis from bees. Then it also has turmeric in it, and the turmeric helps as an intense anti-inflammatory, which gives it its color, this kind of yellowy color. Smells super good. It smells really fresh. A lot of our face stuff just smells like the essential oils or the antibacterials that are in them. And that's kind of where we want it to stay. We want it to be not necessarily medicinal smelling, but natural and earthy and what is meant to be here. So, and then in addition to the turmeric, it has that antibacterial sap from the propolis, of course, but it has vitamin B5, which helps to keep hydration or water in the skin cells. Remember, hydration on the skin helps us heal our cells and for the cells to do better and heal our skin quicker, okay, and better. Mend it better, quicker, because it needs water to mend and repair itself, okay? So the lifeline to all of life, all of life is water, okay? So when we're keeping our skin well moisturized and trapping that water in the cell by capping it with these products, we are doing ourselves a favor by allowing it to mend and correct itself quicker, okay? I've learned so much from these lives. It's like an amazing science class. Yeah, I love that, yeah. Absolutely. Sometimes I don't think that what I have to say is like so knowledgeable or anything, but it's because I've been doing it for so long, and I grew up with parents that are microbiologists, so I think like I just think that way. And so I'm so glad that you guys are getting a lot out of this, because I don't think there's any company that takes a developer and then has them explain what's going on in the product and why it's like that. Not to mention, I don't know of any other developers that develop the same way I do with nature, but pumping it up with additives that are natural, which is super important. So I'm really glad that you're getting a lot out of this, which is awesome. So again, this one has that vitamin B5 for the hydration to lock in more moisture. It's a great choice for, this one's a great choice for dry acne. But also those that don't like feeling like they have much on their face. So this is a lotion, a lighter lotion, but it has lots of stuff in it that helps lock in moisture, mend better, antibacterial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory. We're kind of hitting it on lots of different levels here, but also telling you it's lighter for people that have acne. So it's kind of a mind game sometimes for people. That's too heavy for me, I'm gonna break out. So this is a little bit lighter feeling. So our next one, which I'm going to be using on my face, the repairing face oil is totally enough for me, but I'm going to use Ambrette because I just feel like it's a step up. Okay, Ambrette is so good. I love Ambrette. I love the way it smells. Ambrette essential oil is very musky, kind of that yummy musky smell. I really like the musky stuff. This is my absolute favorite. Love it. Been using it for a number of years. Must be the repairing face that you were talking about. Exactly. You and your products are incredible. Thank you for everything you do. Well, thank you for you guys for joining, and thank you. Absolutely. I'm completely humbled. You guys are amazing. So good for rosacea too. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. So Ambrette face lotion, many times those with acne, okay, well, those with acne believe they have issues with their skin because they produce too much oil. Now we've kind of harped on that a little bit too, like, no, oil is good, okay? The right oil, and making sure to counterbalance the oil that you have, okay, with your microbiome and your pH level. But Ambrette is the bridge, okay? Ambrette is the bridge between feeling that way, feeling like you're too oily, and as a developer, I'm gonna call myself out here, as a developer, so the bridge between a developer and to disguise, to give you nutrients, reparative coverage, and hydration while feeling light. So what I did with this little puppy was, I have acne, and I don't like oil, and I don't like this, and I don't like that. Okay, so I came up with this guy. He feels super, super, super light, okay? The whole idea behind Ambrette was to feel light and airy, but also give you nutrients and treatment in one, okay? So Ambrette has a natural forming salicylic acid from that white willow bark, like we've talked about before, and it's a great exfoliator. So salicylic acid, break it down again for you. Salicylic acid is an exfoliator, okay? It does have antibacterial properties, but it helps exfoliate. So why put an exfoliator in a lotion? Because it's sneaky. No, because it's a way for you not to realize you're exfoliating, or you feel too abrasive when you're exfoliating on your skin when you have acne. And so I put it as a salicylic acid white willow bark combination, that it helps to take off that top layer easily. Okay, does that make sense? So I take that off easily, but by the next time you wash, you're exfoliating naturally and you didn't even know it. So that's kind of a cool aspect of the salicylic acid and the white willow bark combination. I love that. While this is a lotion, it does a great job of taking off that top layer once you wash your face again. Also has some antibacterial properties, of course, like we talked about. And it contains something that I am over the moon about. It's called allantoin. It's naturally found in comfrey, which we grow loads of. It's again called allantoin. It's a powerhouse mending ingredient by retaining more moisture on the skin first. And then when the skin is more hydrated, oh, we talked about this hydration, how to make your acne better, right? Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Here we go. The skin cells now can do their job correctly, okay, and repair itself much quicker. So, which is the same for skin on our body. The more hydrated our skin stays, the better it can heal, the better it can mend, the better it can repair, okay? In addition, Ambrette has Ambrette essential oil in it. So again, I'm going to use about that much. Guys, a lot of this stuff lasts a long time. Some people come in and they're like, I'm here for my yearly, or 6-month product run if they're using several different products. Because we don't use fillers. I don't believe in fillers. I don't believe in clogging your pores. I don't believe in making acne worse. Oh, it smells so good. We have some people that come in and while Ambrette is expensive, they're like, I want a roll-on in Ambrette. I love it. We have another product called Savage Beard Balm for Men, and it also has Ambrette in it, and the Savage body wash. If you guys haven't smelt that, ooh, you need your man to get some Savage, okay? But anyway, so in addition, Ambrette has Ambrette essential oil used in extremely costly, so Ambrette essential oil is used in extremely costly perfumeries because for that musky, earthy green undertone that it has. And it helps to get rid of the free radicals on the skin because it's loaded with antioxidants. This product, Ambrette, is really good for anyone with acne-prone skin because, again, as a developer, I like to say I'm being a little sneaky, but it's light. It doesn't feel heavy. So if you're using the acne oils and you want a little bit more moisture and you don't want to use the repairing face oil, Ambrette is a wonderful choice. And it also helps you feel a lot more hydrated. So, but see how Ambrette kind of gives you that healthier glow? Now this is me. I don't use filters, okay? I don't feel like using filters helps anybody out there. Natural skin. But I'm a little red from being a little abrasive with the Turkish exfoliator, but definitely gives you that healthy glow. And I love using this under makeup because it gives you that glow and that dewy look that we all love. And dewy equals hydrated equals healthy looking skin, okay? So the grapefruit and aloe face mist is the last thing I'm going to talk about. This, if you have acne and you use makeup, clean your brushes with this, or better yet, I have something called the pumpkin face bar. Wash your brushes with it. You'll wash your brushes first and then use the pumpkin hemp face bar on it, and you can, as soon as the bristles touch the pumpkin hemp face bar, more product, it magically falls out. And it's got a lot of pumpkin, kaolin clay in it and stuff like that that pulls, which is really cool. That is how it pulls it out of your pores. So if you just want a cool science experiment, get the pumpkin face bar and then get your brushes, get them wet, touch that bar, and you'll just watch the product fall out of your brushes. And that's really important to clean your brushes, especially with a natural product like the pumpkin hemp face bar, because there's bacteria within those brushes after they sit for a while, and it's really important to clean them. They're not cleaned nearly enough. And I can clear up somebody's acne if they're a big makeup user by switching some of their makeup over to what we use at Glow Minerals here at ModernRoots, using our product, but also cleaning your brushes. Just simple cleaning your brush with a natural pumpkin hemp face bar. So, okay, so this is actually the tripeptide face mist. I'm meaning it looks like that in that same bottle, but it's called grapefruit and aloe face mist, and you can swirl your makeup with that and set your makeup with that spray, but it doesn't cause you to break out because it's got the grapefruit, calming aloe, some witch hazel in it, some other stuff that helps calm acne. So you can still wear makeup and have antibacterial stuff without causing more issues. And you sometimes don't even know that it's from your makeup brushes, but often it can be. So, so wash makeup brushes with our pumpkin hemp soap. I think you're gonna be so amazed at how well it works. Okay, so any questions? If you guys have questions, let's get them in now. How big is the pumpkin bar? The pumpkin bar, I'm gonna grab it. It's just across the room. Be right back. So the pumpkin hemp face bar is this big, okay? If you're just cleaning it for brushes, it lasts years. I have customers that use this bar and it lasts 6 to 8 months. Sometimes people will cut it in half and travel with it. Our bars usually last quite a while. They are a ton of bang for their buck. This is really good for mature skin too, to wash your face with, even if not acne prone. You can use it with acne prone skin too. The other two that I chose today I think are a little bit better for acne, but this one is a little bit more drying because it has so much pumpkin in it. Pumpkin kaolin clay, but it helps to tighten skin as well. So really more focus on anti-wrinkle with this bar and cleaning the bar out. So go ahead and shoot your comments over or ask questions at this time. This week, you're going to get a free sample of our repairing face oil, and that goes until Sunday. So if you place an order online or in store, you're going to get a free sample of your of the repairing face oil, which is yay! I love that stuff. We have so many dermatologists that recommend the repairing face oil for eczema prone skin or anything on the face, which is a really cool product. We have a lot of dermatologists that use it as well, which is really cool to see that bridge and that gap between natural medicine here and Western medicine. So I think we've come leaps and bounds over the last 15 years that we have been developing product, which is awesome. My husband has really bad pores and blackheads. What face product would you suggest for him? I would do the Turkish exfoliator, the grapefruit and lime face wash, the repairing face oil, and I would stop there. Here's why. If you add too much to their routine right away, they can get frustrated, and we want to know what works right away with them, and so I would start with those first, okay? What products for under facial hair? Gavin gets acne under his beard. Okay, so we do have, I would use the grapefruit and lime face wash, and then Manly Man's beard oil, and I would get it down to the bottom layer, okay? If you want something for the beard itself, the Savage Beard Balm, which is more styling and stuff like that, but doesn't cause the breakouts. My husband breaks out super easy. He was super frustrating when I was developing Savage, but he was a great person to develop on because he breaks out so easy. And he does not break out from that or Manly Man's beard oil. And the Manly Man's beard oil has an antibacterial, so does Savage, but higher antibacterial, anti-inflammatory underneath. So that has a dropper in it, so you can actually go under the hair and drop it onto the skin and then gently rub it in, okay? Online orders can be picked up at the store. No, so online orders are shipped directly to your house. So in store, just come in, we'll help you pick product, or you can write these down, come in and get them. I love when people bring in the list that we'll post here afterwards of Acne Care stuff, and they come in to get it. It's so cool. So you guys, anyone here can help as well at the store. So here's where the stores are located. Buffalo, Minnesota, Wayzata, Minnesota, Stillwater, Minnesota, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and Kalispell, Montana. And we were always open online at ModernRoots.org. If you place an online order, it ships directly to your house. No matter what, if you get an online order or an in-store order, we're going to give you a free sample of that repairing face oil. If you don't get a sample of it, make sure to say, hey, can I get my sample of the repairing face oil? Meg did the live and blah, blah, blah. It was so cool. She's so cool. No, but yeah, just mention it and we'll make sure that you get that sample, okay? Any products with enzyme exfoliants or acid exfoliants without physical exfoliants? Yep. Tripeptide face mist, repairing face oil that we talked about because it has that salicylic acid. That's a natural exfoliant. Ambrette is fabulous for that. And we have revitalizing face mask is also really good for that. And you want to leave that one on up to an hour. You want to leave that on a little bit longer than Mud Fight. And so those are all great as natural exfoliants, okay? I'm definitely making my list to go to the CDA store. Yes, CDA! We just built that store. Isn't it so cute with the bubbles? I love it, yeah. Throw up some hearts if you've been there, I love that. The stores do curbside if you call directly. Oh, that's so true. So if you call in and you don't want to come in, we have this happen all the time. They're going to send their husband in because they're passing through the Buffalo store, Stillwater store, Wayzata store, wherever. You can call in place your order over the phone. We'll package it up. Just tell us who's picking it up. They have to tell us their name. Off they go, and you guys get your product and your free sample. So that's really cool. CDA is the best. Yeah. It's funny because between my stores, everyone's like, Wayzata's the best, Stillwater's the best, Buffalo's the best. I think we're all the best, and I think that all of our employees are fabulous, and we're really here to help you, and we are really here for the betterment of your skin and other people's skin. So if you guys found this helpful, tag a friend even afterwards, because we'll post it not as a live anymore, but it'll be a rerun that people can watch. If you guys learned something from this, tag friends, tag family. It's the best way that we can help other people with their skin too. And a lot of time and development and biological science goes into these products and making sure that they work for you without having to use Accutane, things that destroy your liver, having to get liver tests when you're on it, or other problems. And I've had people get off of Accutane and use our product and be happier, and their body's healthier. So come try us if you haven't, or tag a friend. We always love those referrals, and we really truly are here for skincare and the betterment of our bodies. So without having any endocrine disruptors. So I love this. Thank you. Can you do a live about eczema? Yes, we will do a live about eczema. We're going to do some lives on makeup and having the natural makeup, no makeup look, and some really cool things with Glow Minerals coming out and how they partner really well with our product and how we get that dewy, glowy skin. And then also eczema. So there's so many. And then hair care. We've got lots of people waiting for a hair care live. So if you guys have any suggestions for lives too, you can shoot us messages. We love hearing from you. It makes my job really enjoyable. It's when you guys get something out of the development and the product development, that why I've created something the way I have. So thank you so much. This was incredibly helpful. You are so welcome. I can't wait for you guys to start getting clearer skin, or a friend or a family member to get clearer skin, son, daughter, aunt, uncle, sister, whatever, by using natural remedies that help our bodies do what they naturally do, not shut down what they should naturally do, but to help promote positive change in our bodies by helping our wonderfully made bodies do what they need to do. So I'd love top 10 sellers live for the holidays. Oh my gosh, I should tell you guys, I just finished our 12 days of Christmas stuff, and it is so exciting. So if you don't know what 12 days of Christmas is, it's the 1st to the 12th. There's a different product for every single day, and they are phenomenal this year. Every year I feel like they get better, even though like something will stay around from the last year, but there's so many cool things, and I can't wait to announce them. I can't announce them yet because so many people have been waiting to hear about it and writing in, what's your 12 days of Christmas? People asking in July, but they're really cool. They're one batch only, really great gift. A lot of people are excited to get them in stockings because they're like, oh, I went into the store and they were all out of that, and then your friend got it for you, which is really cool. So people get really stoked about the 12 days of Christmas, which is coming up, and our Christmas product is going to launch November 15th. So lots of favorites that are coming back. Make sure to stock up because once it hits Christmas, they are gone. So anyway, any other questions you guys have? I'm gonna give it a couple seconds here. Wayzata is incredible, so helpful. Karin at our Wayzata store and Elena and Cassandra, they really do a great job helping our customers. So let's see, what are the basics to get started on the skincare routine? So I would suggest after this, just watching the very beginning of the products that are used, but the very basics, I would say grapefruit and lime face wash or salty cinders, depending on your skin type. The reparative or the clear skin toner and the reparative face oil is a great place to start if you want to be very minimalistic. Great place to start. And that should wrap up everything. Let's see, throw up some hearts if you guys learned something. I'm really glad to have you on here. Next live will be announced soon. So if you guys love these, share them with a friend, tag a friend. Heading to Wayzata tomorrow. Yay, that's awesome. Okay, you guys, thanks so much for joining. It's been a pleasure. Let's get clear skin together here at Modern Roots. Obviously, the website is modernroots.org, or visit us in store. Love you guys. Bye-bye.